Arkad was 19 years old when a stranger told him he would die poor. And the terrible part was, the stranger was right. He worked 6 days a week copying laws onto wet clay for a few coppers a day, exactly like his friend Algamish, who worked the same hours for the same coin. Except Algamish was not poor. Algamish was one of the richest moneylenders in Babylon. Same work, same pay, completely different lives. Why? Arkad finally asked him. Not politely, almost angrily. You earn no more than I do, yet you live in comfort, and I live hand to mouth. What is your secret? Algamish looked at him for a long moment, the way a man looks at someone who is asked a question worth answering honestly. When I was your age, he said, I began to study the flickering shadows on my wall at night, and I asked myself the same question you just asked me. And I discovered something almost embarrassingly simple. I was spending every coin I earned, every single one. So of course I had nothing. A man cannot fill a purse he empties as fast as he fills it. So what did you do differently? I made a bargain with myself, Algamish said. For every 10 coins I put into my purse, I would only take out 9 to spend. The 10th, I would never touch. I would let it stay and grow, no matter how badly I wanted to spend it. Arkad tried it that very week, and it felt, at first, like nothing had changed at all. 9 coins bought almost exactly what 10 had bought before. He barely noticed the difference in his meals, his sandals, his rent. But at the end of the month, for the first time in his life, there was gold in his purse that had not been spent. It sat there, untouched. His. This is the first cure Arkad taught to every student who ever came to him poor and left him rich. Start thy purse to fattening. Before you pay the baker, before you pay the tailor, before you pay a single debt or a single desire, pay yourself first. 10% of everything you earn, set aside before it ever has the chance to be spent. Most men do the opposite without ever noticing. They earn. They spend on everything that catches their eye or their need. And if anything is left over, that leftover, if it exists at all, is what they call savings. Arkad said this is exactly backward, and exactly why so many men who earn good wages their entire lives still arrive at old age with nothing to show for it. They were never poor because they earned too little. They were poor because they paid themselves last, and last is a place that never gets paid. You do not need Babylonian gold to test whether Arkad was right. In 2004, 2 economists named Richard Thaler and Shlomo Benartzi ran an experiment with real factory workers who said, honestly, that they simply could not afford to save more for retirement. Instead of asking them to cut spending today, Thaler and Benartzi designed a plan where a small slice of every future pay raise, money the workers had never held in their hands yet, would automatically be set aside before it ever reached them. They called it Save More, tomorrow. Because the money was taken before it was felt as a loss, workers barely noticed it leaving. Savings rates for people in the program nearly quadrupled over a few years. Thaler would later win the Nobel Prize in economics partly for proving what Algamish told a poor scribe in Babylon 3,000 years earlier. Money set aside before you can spend it disappears from your budget far more easily than money you must consciously choose to save afterward. The lesson is not really about 10%. It is about order. Pay the version of you that is building a future before you pay the version of you that wants comfort today, because if you reverse that order even once, you will find 100 reasons to reverse it again next month, and the month after that, until a lifetime has passed, and your purse never once had the chance to fatten. Arkad kept his 10th for a full year before he ever invested a coin of it. He said the discipline of keeping it mattered more at first than what he did with it. A fattening purse, sitting quietly and growing heavier, does something to a man's spirit that no amount of spending ever does. It makes him feel, for the first time, like the master of his own gold, rather than its servant. The moral of the story is, before you pay anyone else, pay yourself first, because a coin saved before it is spent is the only coin that will ever truly belong to you.